Across the globe, from bustling metropolises to ancient settlements, humanity has forged a profound connection with the land and sea. These connections have shaped our cultures, economies, and ways of life for millennia. Cities have risen from the ground, built on the promise of prosperity and progress, becoming beacons of human achievement. Yet, as we stand on the precipice of a new era, these very symbols of human ingenuity face unprecedented challenges. Cities, once symbols of permanence and progress, now face an uncertain future. The towering skyscrapers and sprawling urban landscapes that define our modern world are increasingly vulnerable. Urban decay, overpopulation, and the relentless march of climate change threaten to undermine the stability and security that cities once promised. The very infrastructure that supports our daily lives is at risk, and the consequences of inaction could be catastrophic. The very elements that nurtured their growth, the oceans, the rivers, the very ground beneath our feet, are transforming from providers to potential adversaries. Rising sea levels encroach upon coastal cities, while rivers that once sustained life now pose threats of flooding and erosion. The ground itself, destabilized by human activity and natural processes, can no longer be relied upon to support the weight of our ambitions. These changes are not distant threats, they are happening now, reshaping the world we know. This is a story of change, a chronicle of cities on the brink. It is a narrative that spans continents and cultures, revealing the shared vulnerabilities and common challenges that bind us together. From the eroding coastlines of major cities to the sinking foundations of ancient settlements, the impact of environmental change is universal. Yet, within this story of impending crisis, there is also a tale of resilience and adaptation. In the coming century, rising tides, sinking lands, and intensifying storms threaten to redraw the map as we know it. Coastal cities face the dual threats of sea level rise and increasingly severe weather events, while inland areas are not immune to the effects of climate change. Flooding, droughts, and extreme temperatures are becoming more frequent and severe, challenging the very fabric of urban life. The question is no longer if these changes will occur, but how we will respond to them. Journey with us to the front lines of this global challenge, where communities grapple with the prospect of a vanishing world. In cities around the globe, people are coming together to confront these challenges head-on. From grassroots organizations to government initiatives, efforts are being made to protect and preserve our urban environments. Flood defenses are being constructed, urban planning is being reimagined, and communities are mobilizing to safeguard their homes and livelihoods. Witness the ingenuity and resilience of people determined to adapt and persevere in the face of extraordinary odds. Innovative solutions are being developed to address the unique challenges faced by each city, from building seawalls and flood-resistant architecture to implementing sustainable practices and green technologies. The human spirit of innovation and determination shines through. Community cleanup efforts and environmental restoration projects are also playing a crucial role in mitigating the impacts of climate change. This is not merely a tale of loss, but a call to action. The challenges we face are immense, but they are not insurmountable. By coming together and taking decisive action, we can create a more sustainable and resilient future. Environmental protests and advocacy are raising awareness and driving change, while community rebuilding and city revitalization efforts are laying the groundwork for a brighter tomorrow. This is a moment of opportunity, a chance to redefine our relationship with the natural world and build a legacy of hope and resilience. By understanding the delicate balance between human ambition and the power of nature, we may yet find solutions to preserve our heritage for generations to come. Sustainable city projects and the preservation of natural landscapes are key components of this effort. Green spaces within urban areas not only provide environmental benefits but also enhance the quality of life for residents. By integrating nature into our cities, we can create harmonious environments that support both human and ecological well-being. Join us as we explore the challenges and triumphs of cities on the brink, facing the possibility of disappearing within our lifetimes. Through the stories of those on the front lines, we will uncover the strategies and solutions that offer hope in the face of adversity. This Venice, a city born from the waves, a testament to human ingenuity and artistry. For centuries, its canals have served as arteries, carrying the lifeblood of commerce and culture. Gondolas glide through the labyrinthine waterways, their gentle sway a reminder of the city's intimate dance with the sea. But this delicate balance is now threatened as never before. Rising sea levels, driven by a warming planet, are pushing the boundaries of the Venetian lagoon. What were once occasional high tides, known as acqua alta, are becoming more frequent and intense, inundating squares and seeping into historic buildings. The very heart of Venice, St. Mark's Square, now regularly succumbs to the encroaching waters. Tourists wade through knee-deep floods, their cameras held high, capturing a surreal and unsettling beauty. But for Venetians, it's a stark reminder of the existential threat facing their beloved city. The question is no longer if Venice will sink, but how quickly. Jakarta, the sprawling capital of Indonesia, pulses with the energy of over 10 million inhabitants. This megacity is a bustling hub of activity where the old and new coexist in a vibrant dance. Skyscrapers tower over traditional markets, and modern highways weave through neighborhoods that have stood for centuries. The city is a living, breathing entity, constantly evolving and adapting to the needs of its diverse population. A vibrant tapestry of cultures and traditions, it's a city on the move, striving for progress and prosperity. Festivals and celebrations fill the streets with color and music, while street vendors offer a taste of Jakarta's rich culinary heritage. The people of Jakarta are resilient and resourceful, always finding ways to thrive in the face of challenges. But beneath the surface, a hidden crisis is unfolding, one that threatens to drag Jakarta into the Java Sea. Coastal erosion is a visible symptom of a much deeper problem. The encroaching seawater is a constant reminder of the city's precarious position. As the coastline recedes, the threat becomes more imminent, casting a shadow over the city's future. Unlike Venice, where rising sea levels are the primary threat, Jakarta faces a different but no less daunting challenge: land subsidence. While Venice battles the encroaching waters of the Adriatic Sea, Jakarta's struggle is with the very ground beneath its feet. The land is sinking, and the reasons are complex and multifaceted. The city is sinking, and it's doing so at an alarming rate in some areas, as much as 10 inches per year. This rapid subsidence is not just a future threat, it's a present reality. Streets flood with increasing frequency, and buildings show signs of stress and damage. The sinking land is a silent but relentless force, reshaping the cityscape in ways that are both visible and hidden. This rapid descent is largely driven by the over-extraction of groundwater, the lifeblood of this densely populated megacity. Jakarta's residents rely heavily on groundwater for their daily needs, from drinking water to industrial use. However, the demand far outstrips the natural replenishment rate, leading to a dangerous imbalance. The more water that is pumped out, the more the ground sinks, creating a vicious cycle that is difficult to break. As groundwater is pumped out faster than it can be replenished, the ground compacts, causing the land to sink. This compaction is not uniform, leading to uneven sinking and creating a patchwork of affected areas. Some neighborhoods are hit harder than others, with visible cracks in the ground and buildings tilting precariously. Construction sites reveal the extent of the problem as workers struggle to stabilize foundations in the shifting earth. This process, combined with rising sea levels, creates a perfect storm, putting Jakarta at extreme risk of being swallowed by the very waters that surround it. The dual threats of land subsidence and sea level rise are a formidable challenge for the city. Efforts to mitigate these issues are ongoing, but the scale of the problem is immense. The future of Jakarta hangs in the balance as the city grapples with the forces of nature and the consequences of human activity. The question remains, can Jakarta find a way to stay afloat, or will it succumb to the relentless pressures that threaten to pull it under? Miami, a glittering metropolis on the southeastern coast of Florida, is renowned for its Art Deco architecture and vibrant nightlife. But beneath the surface of this sun-drenched paradise lurks a perilous threat. The city's very existence is being challenged by the relentless forces of nature. Miami's low elevation, coupled with its porous limestone bedrock, makes it exceptionally vulnerable to rising sea levels. As the planet warms and glaciers melt, the ocean is steadily encroaching upon this vulnerable coastline. The consequences are already being felt. During high tides, seawater bubbles up from storm drains, flooding streets and infiltrating freshwater supplies. Coastal erosion is eating away at Miami's famed beaches, threatening the tourism industry that drives its economy. And as sea levels continue to rise, the situation is only going to worsen. Mexico City, a vibrant metropolis steeped in history and culture, is facing a threat as silent as it is relentless. The city is sinking slowly but surely, and the consequences are becoming increasingly apparent. The culprit behind Mexico City's sinking is land subsidence, a phenomenon caused by the excessive extraction of groundwater from the aquifer beneath the city. As water is pumped out, the ground compacts, causing the surface to sink. Mexico City's unique geology exacerbates the problem. Built on an ancient lake bed, the city's soil is naturally soft and compressible, making it even more susceptible to subsidence. The weight of the city itself, with its millions of inhabitants and towering buildings, only adds to the strain. Alexandria, the ancient city founded by Alexander the Great, has stood for millennia as a beacon of knowledge and culture on the shores of the Mediterranean Sea. But today this historic metropolis faces a threat from the very waters that have sustained it for centuries. As global temperatures rise, the Mediterranean Sea is expanding, its waters encroaching upon Alexandria's low-lying coastline. This creeping inundation threatens to submerge the city's historical treasures and displace its inhabitants. The Nile Delta, on which Alexandria is situated, is particularly vulnerable to sea level rise. This fertile, densely populated region is already experiencing saltwater intrusion into its freshwater aquifers, threatening agriculture and drinking water supplies. Here, in the heart of Southeast Asia, lies Bangkok, the vibrant capital of Thailand. This bustling metropolis is a fascinating blend of the old and the new, where ancient temples stand side by side with modern skyscrapers. The city is a melting pot of cultures, traditions and lifestyles, making it one of the most unique places in the world. But beyond its vibrant streets and bustling markets, Bangkok holds a secret that is both enchanting and alarming. A city intertwined with a vast network of canals and waterways, earning it the nickname Venice of the East. These canals, known locally as klongs, have been the lifeblood of the city for centuries. They were once the primary means of transportation and trade, connecting different parts of the city and facilitating the movement of goods and people. The klongs are lined with traditional wooden houses on stilts, floating markets and temples, creating a picturesque and serene landscape that is a stark contrast to the bustling city streets. But this moniker, once a source of pride, now carries a chilling undertone. The very waterways that have sustained Bangkok for centuries are now a source of vulnerability. The city's intricate network of canals, which once symbolized prosperity and connectivity, is now a reminder of the looming threats that Bangkok faces. The serene beauty of the canals at sunset belies the growing danger that lurks beneath the surface. Bangkok, like its Italian counterpart, faces an uncertain future, threatened by the relentless forces of nature and the consequences of human actions. The city is increasingly experiencing severe flooding, with high tides and heavy rains overwhelming its drainage systems. The once manageable water levels are now rising at an alarming rate, putting the city's infrastructure and its residents at risk. The floods disrupt daily life, damage property, and pose serious health risks, making it clear that Bangkok is on the front lines of climate change. The Chao Phraya River, the lifeblood of Bangkok, snakes through the city, its waters carrying not just boats laden with goods and people, but also a stark warning. This mighty river, which has been central to Bangkok's development and prosperity, is now a symbol of the city's vulnerability. The river's rising levels are a clear indication of the broader environmental changes that are affecting the region. The cargo boats that navigate its waters are a testament to the city's resilience, but they also highlight the precarious balance that Bangkok must maintain to survive. The river, once a symbol of prosperity, is now a harbinger of a looming crisis. The high water levels are a constant reminder of the threats posed by climate change and rising sea levels. The areas along the river that were once bustling with activity are now frequently flooded, disrupting lives and livelihoods. The river's changing dynamics are a stark reminder that Bangkok's future is inextricably linked to the health of its waterways. Its rising levels, fueled by melting glaciers and expanding ocean waters, threaten to engulf the city's low-lying areas. The floods are becoming more frequent and severe, with water levels approaching critical infrastructure such as bridges and roads. The city's drainage systems, which were designed to handle normal rainfall, are now struggling to cope with the increased volume of water. The impact of these floods is felt most acutely by the city's poorest residents, who often live in the most vulnerable areas and have the least resources to recover from the damage. The very ground beneath Bangkok is also sinking, a consequence of excessive groundwater extraction. As the city has grown, the demand for water has increased, leading to the over-extraction of groundwater. This has caused the land to subside, exacerbating the flooding problem. The sinking ground is a silent but significant threat, undermining the stability of buildings and infrastructure. Construction sites across the city reveal the extent of the problem, with exposed groundwater levels and cracked dry ground, highlighting the urgent need for sustainable. As a coordinated and comprehensive response from the government, businesses, and the community. The city's future, much like the intricate network of canals that define its landscape, is a delicate balance on the brink of collapse. The canals, which have been a source of life and prosperity for centuries, are now a symbol of the challenges that Bangkok faces. The city's resilience and adaptability will be crucial in navigating these challenges and ensuring a sustainable future. As the sun sets over the canals, casting a golden glow over the water, it serves as a reminder of the beauty and fragility of this unique city. The story of Bangkok is one of both hope and caution, a testament to the enduring spirit of its people and the urgent need for action to protect this city built on water. In the vast expanse of the Indian Ocean, scattered like emeralds across the azure waters, lies the archipelago of the Maldives. This tropical paradise, renowned for its pristine beaches, crystal-clear lagoons and luxurious overwater bungalows, is a dream destination for many. But beneath this idyllic facade lies a stark reality. The Maldives, a nation of low-lying islands, faces an existential threat: rising sea levels. The very existence of this island nation hangs in the balance, a poignant reminder of the global impact of climate change. Nowhere is this threat more palpable than in Male, the capital city. Home to over 200,000 people, Male is one of the most densely populated cities on Earth. Its limited landmass, barely rising 2 meters above sea level, makes it acutely vulnerable to the encroaching ocean. From the sinking streets of Bangkok to the threatened shores of Male, the cities we have explored stand as stark reminders of the challenges facing our world. The forces of nature, once predictable and benign, are now changing at an unprecedented rate, driven by human actions. These cities and countless others like them are on the brink. Their stories are a testament to the power of nature, the consequences of our choices, and the urgent need for change. The question is, will we heed their warnings? These cities are on the brink of disappearing. Which city do you think will disappear first? Comment below.